2 cents of NOVOs, it's kind of dead money. I mean, it's not clear that you're going to get much growth out of the weight loss market. It seems saturated. No FC. Okay, so it could have been perhaps it was I mean, with this 5-hour half-life, I mean, why bother with 1940? 400%. Little quick 400. 50 to 130. 2.5 billion cap. It's not that big of a cap yet. Wait, these guys have 20 Fs? Why? I thought I looked at this. Why do they have 20 F? Yeah, these all end the same way, though. I'm about to end the friend's whole career. So EBITDA of 20 million, so 100 times earnings, or EBITDA. Sales are still dropping. Not profitable net of stock-based comp. You go long and you like it. I'm about to whip it and flip it. Check me out. I'm about to whip it and flip it. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, it's just hard to imagine a stock that was 95 yesterday, no fundamental changes. You could just go see it gap down, I think. But we'll see. It's a risk. Up 38%, 40%. Yeah, it's Chinese. Yeah, I don't see why it's majority owned by somebody else. There's no way to get on the board. Even if they could, I mean, what is this guy? What's the relevance? Is he known for doing something? Oh, he was the GameStop guy. Now I see. So do we sell GameStop and buy Newegg? That seems kind of crazy. Like, Corby isn't that bad. Wouldn't you short Nebius on this? I mean, again, I like the people behind these companies. It's nothing wrong with any of that, but it's the stock value and the mania in the market that's a little excessive. Nebius is not hard to borrow. Yeah, people buying Nebius are good people and everything. It's just nothing to do with this. You guys are really stressing me out right now. I'm only human. I can't do hundreds of stocks at once. I can see Buffett buy UNH possibly, but yeah, I would say it's his colleagues more than it is his Buffett himself. And then yeah, with respect to core even lockups, I mean lockups. The thing about lockups is you have a lot of people that game them already. Usually they're not event. Wall Street loves gaming that stuff. Yeah, we'll do like a lockup expiry function on Goodell. There's a little bit of logic on the NEGG run, but it should peter out. Oh my god. This job got through F. I was analyzing all the stocks in the stock market. I got from A to F. My computer disconnected. No, I still don't have access to the Dwave platform. One day. Maybe when it's bankrupt, I'll buy the company out. Well, Dwave's not telling you that there's going to be some miracle someday in quantum. They're telling you that the miracle is now, which is a really bizarre thing because their sales are $1 million a quarter, which is, last I asked her, lower than Mrs. Kim's laundry downstairs. Mrs. Kim is killing it. And she's actually growing. D-Wave's shrinking. She said, my number very good. It's go up. I said, really? It's up? Yeah, up 10% year over year. Street at 5%. I beat numbers. Really? Mrs. Kim, I don't think Wall Street's, forecasting your growth numbers, no offense. No, JP Morgan, lowest on the street. Welcome to quarterly conference call. We have a bigger number than D-Wave. Around the company starting other than 1895 patent. Okay. Method for stimulating wound healing. That's definitely not them. Yeah, it's them. They were in New Jersey? They had a guy in New Jersey at least. Is it the same aTyr farmer? Filed 2003. Doesn't that predate the company's creation? I think it does. You tell me there was 2 aTyr farmers? Here's the first real patent. 2010. 5 years after they're issued. Oh, well, let's see. Published 5 years after. Filed 2009. Leslie Ann Green. That's our girl. This is her life is trying to prove this thesis, and unfortunately, it's not real. But the name was still aTyr, even though the ticker was life. It was a glycol. Glycine, that web domain. Notice the C-terminus binds the DNA. CoreWeave is interesting. I don't know what's going on. really surprised at the borrow rate. You know, when the company allegedly had problems raising at 40, I was really surprised. It seemed strange. And then the US stock went up to like 160, and they had no problem doing a raise. Nvidia helped them, I think. And in a weird quarter, now they have a lockup. It's a very bizarre situation. Come on, Newegg. I think aTyr has to deal with Anduril, so what is this supposed to be? This is glycine, RNA synthetase, elastase? Oh, there's elastase is a control or not. I don't know. So there's a bunch of fragments or something. I know what the enzyme does. I guess I should read the experiment first. Got some 𝗕𝗂𝗘, some colony forming units, PBMCs, cell sorting, good science, I think. So all the tRNA synthetases have these secret activities. And these secret activities have evolved over time. They're superpowers. We can harness these superpowers. Kind of the idea of the company, basically. Things are not what they seem. These lowly core kernel operating system proteins do more than you think. So the US string is repeated 30 times. Yeah, I think Bloomberg works the same way. I mean, one of the things we want to do is hide the... Bloomberg even shows, it says equity, which makes it even worse. But I think one of the things we could do is just to not show the default country code, which I think is a pretty good idea. I still don't know what this method for simulating wound healing is. The different aTyr. No, it's the same aTyr. Okay, fair enough. Maybe these guys did a straight IPO. There's no reverse merger. Okay, they were doing 𝗕𝗂𝗵𝗆𝗕 too. These tRNA synthetase biologies are probably just very modest. It's very unlikely that these proteins evolved these superpowers. But their main job is very, very different. I don't know much about Fannie or Freddie. I know a lot of hedge funds are in the stocks. Okay, I just want to bump platelet numbers. Look at this data, man. You don't take a patent out on this, you throw this away. 1 mg, 3 mg, 10 mg. It goes in the other direction. It's not stat sig. I don't know what the paper it's written on. China. Hey, this one has a dose response. This one has a dose response, but the prior data didn't, so now we're cool. Massive platelet count bump. Why didn't they put it in the clinic? It shows that these people have never been in pharma. Wait, this is a little more convincing. Don't know you have to get to a micromolar to do something. That's not good. 10 mgs is the same as 0.01. That's 100. No, that's 1,000. 1,000-fold in drug has less migration, quote unquote. Even 10,000-fold gets you no bump. It was definitely one of the funniest speeches ever. Their whole science, everything they do in science is trash. And their drugs that they've tried are trash. It's a trash company, it's a trash stock, it's a trash life. So tyrosine to stimulate thrombopoiesis, one of the most trafficked areas in medicine. There's a lot of ITP drugs. Idiopathic thrombocytopenia purpura for anybody who doesn't watch House. That's where I got my medical education. House on TV. The entire human body is covered with the skin. Yes. They were just chucking stuff into patents. Oh, this guy was chucking stuff into patents. This guy Kim, he had wound healing, collagen stimulation. He was just going ham. Sung-Hoon Kim, man. Nothing to do with tRNA. Hey, don't analyze quick. Have some attention to detail, my buddy. Here's some more funky data. This is I call the roller coaster formation. Why do they always have an inverse dose response? You don't want to give too much. I can't with these guys. I so can't right now. I can't even. Okay, this is a histidyl tRNA synthetase. Some claims canceled. A little unusual. Biological activity, doing everything. Cell migration, differentiation, cell death, cell signaling, angiogenesis, cell binding, cellular metabolism, cytokine production, and inflammation. Can you figure out the single thing it does? Fixed income is not coming very soon.
maybe by year end. It's not a small production. Yeah, it can't be that biologically active because of its central activity. And remember, how much of it is getting out of a cell? I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Having a look at 𝗠𝗔𝗥𝗧𝗜𝗢𝗏's patents, he seems out of control. Again, with the 𝗕𝗢𝗢𝗏𝗧𝗜𝗢𝗏. Wait a second, is this HARS? If this is HARS, okay, this is tyrosine. Almost caught him in a lie. Did they ever put a drug into the clinic other than those two? I don't think so. I don't know core that well, so just trying to learn the space, but I don't have the time. Here's our HARS down there. Is she doing protein engineering? But here she's trying to detect the core of the protein, not the WEP region. So we started with the core instead of WEP in this one. Still doing a hematopoiesis. Here we go. 2013, histidal. This is what started it all. 12 years later, still cracking on it. Yeah, Vlad, you're right about pirfenidone and nintedanib, Nintendo drug. Low bar doesn't mean the drug will work. You have to have activity first. Those drugs work for more serious disease. IPF is really biologically active. Okay, here they're talking about muscle. Tired and fading. Need like B12 or vitamin D or something. I might go early. I'm gonna go to the doc. There's IL-2. We saw this earlier. Reverse dose response, but not here. Yeah, they didn't seem overly concerned with function. They just thought it was cool to have these. And they were doing glycol too, threonine, isoleucine, cysteine, arginine. Okay, there's histidine. I'll read this one more time, but phenylalanine, valine, leucine, asparagine, glycine, glutamine, proline. That's a diamino acid. Tyrosine, glutamine. What is this? P38? Methionine, glycine again, lysine, splice variants. Okay. Alanine, serine. Here's looks like an important patent there. 2013 application. 2014 application. Glycine, histidine. And there's the antibody for tyrosine. Pegylated tyrosine polypeptides. Thrombopoiesis for them. There's histidal again. Glycine, histidal, phenylalanine, serine, lysine, isoleucine, threonine, alanine, glycine, tyrosine, leucine, phenylalanine alpha, valine, P38, glutamine, glutaminol, glutaminic acid, right? Glutamic acid. They were really convinced these things really matter. It's the next antibody. No, sir, sorry. Here's our FC conjugate. 2017, patent's already gone up. It's continuation in parts, annoying me. They have an aspartyl FC. And there's the NRP2. That's all their patents. I'm not too focused on AI doctors. I mean, I think that they're going to be a huge thing, but society's going to move the way it's going to move. AI will probably be used more on the enterprise side for medicine than the consumer side. 'Cause you can just use ChatGPT as well. They know just how important AI is to them. They're not missing that one. They're very focused. We've been running this account since April or May. I don't remember. I think the company's going to ATM them. If you're the company, why not just ATM? Does he want to own this whole company? Yeah, I'm not saying he doesn't know e-commerce, I guess, but what did he buy the stock for? Because wasn't this a pretty small company at one point? So he's up like 10x on it. Doctors will push back, but I don't know that is the be all end all. Patients will want it or do use it. Yeah, I mean, is it working with JetBlue? I mean, just being a 5% owner, you can influence the strategy. I just don't know how much money this guy has. It's 200 million. It's a 2 billion cap now. I mean, does he really have hundreds of millions to keep buying it? I don't think so. Let's go Intel Capital Management. Trump Capital Management. I want some Intel. I want some Nvidia. I'm gonna need some Nvidia.
Buy some more. Dr. Yu-Ping Huang. Net customer wins across quantum sensing, cybersecurity, and AI. Leading institutions and commercial enterprises in Europe, Asia, and the US. Together with our deepening engagement with NASA. Launch of our foundry. Revenue $61K. Okay. You know, getting somewhere. Less than Godel, but that's down 75% year over year. Oof. 10 million spent on the business. Cash is 350 almost. They got a order for their quantum photonic vibrometer. I used to know a girl who had one of those. And then they had the EmuCore reservoir computing device to automotive manufacturer. What? For machine learning? What do I? They do just a little bit of everything. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. In Q2, they appointed their CEO and CFO and COO. All new management team. Let's go. $15 a share, 141 million shares, 2.1 billion cap, and 350. So 1.8 billion for this startup. Shit, you know it'll be up 10% tomorrow. The worse the company, the more they buy. That's how bull markets work. They were who you thought they were. You guys know Labubu is publicly traded? Yes. His stock's a monster. It's up 4x, 5x in the last year. Him's in trouble with the FTC. Or no.
Rigetti's up? Why? What part of their conference call sounded attractive to someone? If somebody's ringtone is a real phone. See, it's filling the gap. When it fills the gap, it goes up. Call that a gap filler.
Yeah, I mean, I assume LGMD data will be good. That might double the stock or get us up to 30 on Sarepta, but who knows?
Yeah, the Rigetti earnings call is really positive. They said so many good things. It was super bullish. Everyone on Wall Street's talking about it. They're like, man, I knew he'd come through with those big numbers. Nobody's worried about Nvidia. Everything's about the Rigetti's quarter last night. Man, couldn't believe the numbers.
Short Nvidia because it's not moving fast enough on quantum. They have to move faster.
I heard a rumor of how much they're investing in PsiQuantum, which they haven't even done yet. I hope there's no problems. You know, there's all these rumors Nvidia's going to invest in PsiQuantum. In the ticker widget. The ticker widget is QM, or in which widget? We call them components, by the way. But in here, maybe? QM, yeah. I'll check about IPO support in QM. I'm sure it'll be there tomorrow, but I'll make sure that they get them same day.
You ain't been doing the quantum internet stack. You got the answers, Nvidia.
You ain't got the Majorana particles. Yeah, it's kind of this double-edged sword on Sarepta. You know, if they come out with the limb-girdle drug and they've had safety problems, that's not good. But if they found a way to lower the dose a little, or work with it, then they could actually kind of make it work. I mean, I think the efficacy's there. But, if they have a solution for, for the vector, then they'll have the solution for every, cassette payload of the vector. Yeah, like if sirolimus works, then they won't have any problems with the new guy. They should use the imlifidase, the IgG. It depends on how big your market is. If it's rare disease, you should keep it. If it's, it also depends on your cash needs. It's a big investment if it's going to be your only drug ever. If you're going to have 5 or 10 rare disease drugs, or even like 3, build a forward sales force. But, partnerships are good. How do you know that, William? Has it been out in humans? Why you lying, bro?
That means Sarepta's going back to 100. That's true. Gotta put me on these blogs, bro. Exactly. Viruses are tropic for certain tissue types, and Sarepta specifically engineered that capsid virus to be tropic for muscle cells. Of course, it's going straight to the liver anyway. That's
Just the nature of the beast. Okay, here's the 405 press releases. Robinhood out with the July results. Who else is out? Cisco. Coherent Street expected 92 cents and 1.51. They come out with 1.53. Not much. And $1. It's a decent beat. See if there's guidance. Okay, here's guidance. Street we wanted 155. They're bracketing that. It's a little bit, the bracket's not that great. Street's at 102 for earnings. They're bracketing that as well. Kind of an uninspiring quarter here from Cohere. Oh, there it is, down 14% already. Not as fast as I am. It's not that bad. It's actually probably a buy down here for a quick trade. It's not that expensive of a stock. But yeah, somebody was short. Good call. Somebody was short a bunch of, or somebody owned a bunch of puts, I think. Somebody, I think in YouTube, made a really good call on Cohere, or Coherent. Congratulations, wherever you are. Yeah, we were just talking about it. That was you, Scotland, that had those puts. Big win. Cisco down on 5%. Coherent, a supplier to Nvidia. Quantum still quite a chunk of my portfolio, if not 70% of my shorts. Yeah, back down to earth. May not be such a bad buy now, but yeah, it's getting smacked down back to earth. Yeah, I was reading about Coherent and some of the other companies that supply Nvidia, and Scott mentioned that, Scotland. And I said, all right, I'll watch the earnings. Allogene's still around. It's the whole quantum stack. I love how like 𝗕𝗂𝗊𝗘𝗢 told him that once, and Sarepta. What's his departure of? Okay, I've heard of this guy. CTO, Chief Technical Operations. Tech Ops is a role in the pharmaceutical industry. 𝗕𝗂𝗊𝗘𝗢 told him about the quantum internet stack once, and then he assumed that's a real thing. Imagine thinking that the quantum, that like a quantum computer would need quantum networking somehow. Jesus Christ. Quantum networking is a thing. It's not an important thing. But the idea is to protect highly secure, information. But it isn't related to quantum computing in any way. I got love for the clinicians, man. Medical science liaison team. It's the homies. Wait, what? Sarepta news? Sale? Okay, they sold the Arrowhead stock. Yeah, they need it for liquidity's sake. Negotiated block trade. Oh, they get to pay. That's nice. They're going to pay Arrowhead 2.7 million shares of Arrowhead instead of paying $50 million. That's nice. Not a huge deal either way. But, it's a little bullish that anybody who thought they had a cash problem, think again. Think about people like Joe Springer's. They make a whole video on this. And I'm just like, nah, it's not a big deal. Springer would be like, I want you to hear about the amazing deal Sarepta cut with Arrowhead. Hi. Sarepta's profitable, man. Get out of here with that runway talk. No, they're only doing 50, it's not a 2x deal. I'm not sure what you're saying. What are these trademarks? Hashtag Free America? That's not a good trademark. Anytime, anyplace, be loaded. Be loaded LLC for freight. Pretty sick. Namyo. For cuticle clippers? Namyo. Eyelash curlers. Okay. Neutralize AKI.